What's up, weirdos? What's going on, guys? Good morning. So, market took a dive today. What happened? What happened? The final shakeout. The final shakeout. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Hope I just unmuted my mic. Hopefully you guys can all hear me okay and everything's good. So what happened today? We're going to get into it, guys. We're going to give you every little bit of it, and I'm going to tell you what I think, okay? So we're gonna dive right in, guys. We got super chat to get to. Isaac, my dude, Lickitung, what's up, buddy? A simple thank you for being you and helping us. Hey, absolutely, brother. Thank you so much. First one to drop a super chat of the day. Thank you so much, brother. Especially on the red days. They seem to mean more on the red days because it shows me that like you guys are not, you know, so negative that you're like, oh, screw it. I'm gonna, you know, I'm going broke forever, right? Strawberry Dragon, I appreciate you too, Strawberry Dragon. Thank you so much. All right, guys, I'm feeling kind of giddy today. I'm feeling kind of good. I'm just kind of, you know, rolling out of bed and waking up. Even though the market's red, I did some heavy DCAing today. I put my list of buys over on the Patreon this morning, so make sure you get over there and check it out. If you want to know what I'm doing with my portfolio in real time, you got to be over on the Patreon, guys. Let's get into the chat a little bit. But first, Bitcoin, look at this. We wicked down perfectly and just about kissed off the 30-day SMA. So perfect little retest there. We're back above previous resistance. We want to stay above this bottom blue line here at $118,671. We want to stay above there for the candle close, but I think we could get back above this second blue line. I think we could get back up over 119,965 before this daily candle closes. We still have 9 hours before the daily candle closes, guys. So don't be too down right now. Things are going to turn around later today. I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. Candyman, my wife thinks it's weird that I stare at the window during a heavy rainstorm. It would be a lot less weird if she just let me in. Well played, sir. Well played. That was a good one. My wife would have got a howl out of that one. Bless, screw it. Take my money. There you go. That's the spirit. That's the spirit. Braveheart, just showing some gratitude. Thank you so much. Yes, guys, absolutely. Listen, that swing trade yesterday, a lot of people on the Patreon made a lot of money yesterday because of that. Now, if you were on last night, I told you guys on the Patreon last night, I said, take profits so that you have dry powder to buy into your long-term holds. Hopefully, most of you guys listened to me last night. it was like, what did it end up being? Like a 500% return in 24 hours on that trade. Absolutely amazing. Congratulations to everyone. That is amazing. Kevin, what's up, Big Kev? Blood in the streets, but portfolio still up due to the information learned on the Patreon. Join now and win. Absolutely, brother. All we do is win. Amen to that, man. Amen to that. Especially with everybody having that extra little dry powder, little cheddar to scoop up after that swing trade. Absolutely amazing, guys. Maybe that's why I'm in such a good mood, because I know that everybody made money last night on the Patreon. Everyone's got dry powder today. Everyone's taking advantage of the situation, except the people that didn't listen to me, right? They're sitting there right now, kicking themselves in the gonads. H. Barbarina, love the mornings. There we go. Wolf Bane, good to see you, buddy. Ditto in the house, second Pokemon of the day. Isaac Lickitongue's got you beat, brother. Good morning. Wolfbane, the market is correcting is the question to the title of this live stream. So here's the thing, guys. So we're going to get into PPI and all that stuff, and that's why, inflation data came in worse today. So basically, everybody was pricing into the markets a 25, possibly a 50%, 50 basis point rate cut, right? But what happened today with inflation, PPI coming in a little bit worse than expected, all of a sudden people are like, whoa, maybe we won't get a rate cut, right? So it's just a little bit of fear. But I think the market, before this month is over, as we continue forward, the market will begin to price in the rate cut once again. So I'm not worried about it. In fact, I think we'll end up finishing the day much higher up than we are currently. So I'm not that worried about it. A lot of bulls are going to be buying up this dip. So both in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the altcoins. Ethereum didn't even really fall that far. We're going to have a look at Ethereum as well shortly, but let's continue in the chat. Eric, good morning. Thought it started 10 minutes ago. Shannon, what's up, everyone? Thanks for all you do, Rob. Hey, no problem, no problem. Diz, Ty, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Spuds in the house. Mario, pourquoi? Good morning, my friend. Kiza, Rob, my man. Tell me what Zebek's going to do today. I forgot. $1.25, brother. $1.25. DCA, my fellow sissy bears. XCN is making me sad. Hey, I got a video coming out later today about XCN that you're not going to want to miss, my friend, if it's making you sad. Brandon, good morning, my friend. Good morning, everybody. How the hell are you guys? I'm in such a good mood this morning, guys. I haven't even had a single sip of my tea yet, and I'm already jack stacked and fanny packed. Let's get it, baby. Beebs, my dude, what's going on, man? Over on Crypto Blueprint as well. Guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe on the way in. 266 people watching. We got 76 likes. Let's get those likes up, guys. Let's get them pumping. New all-time highs. Let's go. We're about to pump so hard. Jack stacked and fanny packed. Absolutely. There it is. There it is. Exactly. Isaac, what's up, buddy? Hope all is well. Haven't been catching the lives, but I watch every single replay. I know you're in the background, brother. I know you in the background. I got you. William, my dude, good to see you, man. Good to see you. David, good day, sir. I'm not getting notifications for the. Yeah, I think we're being shadow banned right now by YouTube because I swore a couple times in the last week. So I think that we're being shadow banned as punishment for shame. So yeah. Guys, make sure that you're here. So by the way, the morning live stream, the 9:30 a.m. live stream, guys, that's Monday to Friday. Okay, Saturdays and Sundays I won't be doing it. For two reasons. One, on Saturdays, people don't wake up at 9:30 in the morning. Usually, the engagement's not very high, so there won't be any viewers. And Sundays, I got church in the morning, so I won't be here on Saturdays and Sundays. But we will be doing the regular 1 p.m. live stream on Saturdays and Sundays. So make sure you guys are here for those. Okay. Isaac, Rob, I'm nervous, and I hope I don't mess this up. Isaac, I got your back, brother. You should never be nervous when Big Rob's here with you, man. I got your back. I got the shakes that'll make you quake, brother. Lion's Den, what's going on? The calm before the storm. Frank says DCA, absolutely. Big C in the house. What's up, buddy? I got some more Zbic on that dip, my brother. Nice. That's what I like to hear, man. That's what I like to hear. Scooped up more XDB today. Epic. Rick, don't let the whales and exchanges shake you out. Absolutely not. I did some heavy DCAing this morning, guys. Danny says, oh no. Good to see you, Danny. Good to see you, brother. You know what? I got to go through the entire Dragon Ball Z saga again, man. I haven't watched the entire thing start to finish in a while. My son's getting close to that age where maybe I'll sit down and watch the whole thing with him. I raised my daughter on it. It's time to raise my son on it too. Good morning, Rob. Guys, DCA till everything is zero. Yeah, we're riding it till the wheels fall off, baby. Love you, brother. Appreciate everything you do for us. Can't wait to see you here in the U.S. It's Jack Sparrow in the house, my dude. Yes, it's going to be nice to be living in the States. Absolutely. Crypto JPEG buying Miria. There you go, man. There you go. You can't go wrong with Miria, my favorite Web3 gaming play. Lion's Den. It's the final countdown. Terrible voice. Terrible voice. The final shakeout. Are you awesome? You are awesome. I bought beans today. Just the regular kind, not the magical digital kind. Nice. Latino Hustler. Morning, Rob Father. I thought we were in the mists of mooning. We are. This is a shakeout. It's a gas. We got to stop for gas, right? It's like we're on a highway right now. We're pulled over. We got to get some gas, man. Fuel the tanks. But Rob said we have to buy Well XPR Cookie and Jasmine. There you go. Sunshine Day. I'm kind of wondering what happened because it was such a short pump. I'm still less than a year in crypto. Please explain. Sunshine, stick with me on this stream. I'm going to show you what happened today, why you should not be concerned. Do not fret, my pet. Everything will be fine. Candyman, because it's a red day, yesterday my wife thought she saw a cockroach in the kitchen. She sprayed everything down and cleaned thoroughly. Today, I'm putting the cockroach in the bathroom. You're going to get whacked in the head with a broom. I can see it coming. That's awesome. What do we got? Robin, how low is Zbic going? It's pretty close to a low right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see Zbic start to pump. Zbic does tend to pump counter to Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin's down, don't be surprised to see Zbic start moving up. A guy, good morning, man. Still loving the back-to-back mornings with you and Otaku. There you go. Quentin, what's up, buddy? Latino Hustler. Maybe Zbic will start to climb later today. Yes, I was just saying that. Yeah. Hybrid Dad, majority of people that are in the Patreon aren't complaining. We're patiently waiting. Exactly, because you're making money. Making money, baby. Absolutely. All right, where were we here? Ben, like and subscribe and let Rob know we appreciate him. There she is, Gamma Goddess in the house. Happy Thursday, sitting with diamond hands till I get paid at the end of the month. Hope everyone's doing well. Let's get this money. Yes, by the way, it is Thursday night, guys, which means we have our special Patreon live stream later tonight with guests Maximus Crypto and Rule Black. So make sure you guys are here for that tonight at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. How much to join the Patreon? It's the price of a cup of coffee a day, Journey. It's the price of a cup of coffee a day. The link is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. We just so you know, we just did a swing trade over on the Patreon in the last 24 hours. Made a I think it was between 400% and 500% return on that trade, my friend. So it's definitely worth the price of a cup of coffee. Danny, sitting here chilling, got a 5-hour job done early. The rest of the day is free. Let's get this money. There you go. Ramona's in the house. Happy Thursday, everyone. Underfined. Did it touch the 200? Bitcoin? I'm not too sure. I don't have, no, it did not. No, it did not. Yes, Jake the Snake. It touched the 30-day. Just about touched the 30-day. Braveheart. Yes, Jake the Snake. I got my beans and rice, ramen noodles, baby. Sandy. I wanted to buy more Polka Star. Anyway, Rob. There you go. Nice. XDB, holding strong. Yes. Gamma Goddess, there she is. ETH is already on its way back up. Yes. Crypto Perpetrator, my super chat didn't go through, but good morning. I wonder why it didn't go through. That's weird. What do we got? Ty, hey Rob, update on Hara. Still waiting for him to get back to me. On a date. The last time I spoke to him, he asked me what date worked for me. I told him that he could pick the date because he is far busier than I am. And I said I would work around his schedule. So I'm still waiting for Hara to fit me into his schedule, but he is coming on the channel. Chatty, wake up, Nadix. I'm out of dry powder. Let's freaking go. Oh, house, does anyone sleep on the Patreon? No kidding, eh? The chat's always buzzing 24/7. You're wondering if they're all like AI bots or something. Oh, man. Yes, it is a good sign. David, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, man. Not getting Patreon alerts again. Don't fail me now, Patreon. Oh, that's weird. My biggest bag, XRP. I'm thinking I might should move it to something with smaller market cap for bigger gains. Thoughts? Yeah, I mean, we help a lot of people with that kind of stuff. Portfolio structure is one of the perks to the Patreon for sure. If you want help kind of restructuring your portfolio, get over to the Patreon, book a one-on-one coaching call with me, and I will definitely help you out with that. DBZ, yeah, Dragon Ball Z, baby. Braveheart, what's going on, buddy? Took profits on ETH at 47.7, rolled it into well. Nice, there you go. Old house, I have a 4 and 1 year old. We're going through Dragon Ball Z side. Nice. Shake out, numero 1000. No kidding, eh? Ken and Lisa, good morning. Just for fun, could you bring up algo chart? I gotta burn through the chat here, my friend. I'm falling behind pretty quick, and I gotta get into the news. Good morning, Rob. I'm glad to finally be back. Jesse and James in the house. What else do we have? U.S. announced they will not. Yes, we'll be talking about it. Lucid, would you say trading perps on BTC is a good strategy in making profits while I'm also holding coins? As long as you know what you're doing. Don't sleep on Caspa. Exactly. Smart contracts. Let's go live August 31st, just in time. I agree, Beebs. I agree, brother. Parallel Life still on my holdings, but always here. There you go. Holiday, sorry. Always here. There you go. Nice. Twitch, I'm not getting any. I don't know why that is. I stopped getting alerts too. I removed the app, logged out, and reinstalled. You should be. That's weird. All right, let's get into the news. We're caught up in the chat. We are already half an hour into the stream. Holy samoly. Let's get it going, guys. Time is flying today. It's just flying by. All right, let's go have a look at the Ethereum chart real quick. Ethereum's already climbing back up. As you can see, we wicked down perfectly to the bottom of this golden pocket and then back up again. A lot of buying pressure, guys. That's a bullish sign. Ethereum only dropped down to 46. It's like 46.44 right now. So it didn't really even fall very far, to be honest with you. Maybe we'll form another little bit of a bull flag or something here. Ray says hit the like button. Absolutely. A little bit of a bull pennant before we climb back up. Maybe something like that. That would be good. A little bit of a correction considering ETH's climb to, climb from mediocrity. So, yeah. All right, let's get into the news just a little bit here. Okay, so guys, quick shout out to the channel sponsor, as always, Decent Biometric Wallet. simply by using our link down below in the description. Get yourself a phenomenal deal. You get a 2-for-1 on the biometric wallets. Guys, not your keys, not your coins. Keep your crypto safe, guys. Keep the Patreon chat over on the Patreon, please and thank you. So yeah, keep your crypto safe. Keep it off exchanges, guys. Again, use our link down below. Get a phenomenal deal. All right, let's get into the now. The PPI didn't come in very good, but this also didn't help, right? From Scott Besant.
We've got the large gold holding. I doubt we're going to revalue it, but we are going to keep it there, again, as a store of value for the American people. We've also started to get into the 21st century, a Bitcoin strategic reserve. We're not going to be buying that, but we are going to use confiscated assets and continue to build that up. We're going to stop selling that. I believe that Bitcoin reserve at today's prices is somewhere between 15 and 20 billion.
And Mr. Secretary, all of these ideas to monetize the asset side of the balance sheet of America, is that partly the beginnings of this sovereign wealth fund that you spoke about in your hearing back in January?
I think that these are all standalone ideas, and that as we get more into them, it will require legislation. We'll do it through statute to create a fund to hold these and to oversee them in a good way for the American people, for future generations. We've got the large gold holding.
So the audio is not that great, but basically what he's saying, guys, Ramona, thank you so much. I'll contact support about the notifications and see why. What he's saying, basically, what he said was that the U.S. is still not planning to actually purchase Bitcoin. So that also contributed to the market kind of going down today, right? People keep, and the funny thing is that that's not new information. That's not new. They said that from the beginning, that they were not going to use taxpayer money to purchase Bitcoin and crypto, right? They were going to continue to allocate seized crypto funds to the crypto, to their crypto holdings, right? They were not going to use taxpayer money. And yet, so they reiterate that today after like months ago they said it. And for some reason that drives the market down as well, right? Like it's that people are funny like that. They start to assume and they start to like think in their minds that the US government is going to start buying Bitcoin with taxpayer money. And it's probably because of it's probably because of Bitcoin maxis and stuff, right? So I'm going to start deleting Patreon comments now because I asked nicely for people to stop talking Patreon in the chat and they're still doing it. So I'm going to start deleting the comments now. But so people started, Bitcoin maxis started convincing people on YouTube that, the US government said they're not going to purchase Bitcoin, but they will, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So then Besant comes on and reiterates that they're not going to use taxpayer money. And then the market, it drives the market down. It's not the sole factor as to why the market went down, but it is a contributing factor, right? So, but this isn't new information though, is the point, right? Okay. What else do we have? U.S. government announces new crypto policy initiative. President Biden's administration recently announced an unprecedented policy shift towards increased regulatory support for cryptocurrency. They must have meant Trump's administration. New guidelines issued regarding digital assets in their inclusion in the retirement plans. Maybe this is their way of trying to give Biden credit for Trump's move. We'll just put Biden's name there, right? I'm just kidding. It's probably just a typo. This policy change potentially accelerates digital asset market growth, impacting Bitcoin and Ethereum as they gain broader acceptance, though direct market reactions remain speculative at this stage. A recent initiative from the White House, along with top regulatory bodies, marks a significant shift in U.S. crypto policy. The administration's move towards expanding the digital asset market aims at fostering responsible innovation and market clarity. Why does it keep saying Biden? President Trump and key officials, including Janet Yellen, are spearheading efforts to remove regulatory barriers. This has resulted in stronger support for crypto initiatives, with new standards introduced in 2025 compared to previous cautious policies. The announcement could potentially alter market dynamics, impacting industries and financial markets. Bitcoin and Ethereum and stablecoins are likely to be primary beneficiaries of these policy changes as they affect broader market participation. Financially, these changes will enhance market liquidity, while the Department of Labor updated guidelines allows the 401k to consider crypto. You can add crypto to your 401ks. This move, I wonder, does it mean all crypto or just specific crypto though? I haven't gotten any details on that. The move signals a shift from restrictive stances seen in previous guidelines. The U.S. government endorsement may lead to increased institutional investment within the crypto space with regulatory clarity. The expected influx in crypto could impact various assets, including layer 1s, layer 2s. Insights suggest potential growth for crypto assets supported by the improved regulatory frameworks. So things are looking fantastic for crypto. Cody, good morning, buddy. Good to see you, man. Danny, just at the beach with the melted ice cream. Percent loss, you'll have a problem later. Taxes, more money, more problems. Hey, that's a good problem to have, though, man. That's a good problem to have. I'll tell you that much. All right, let's pivot over to Squawk Box. What's going on this morning in the news? Empower CEO Ed Murphy on private assets, the 401k. The time has come to open up the appenditure. Let's check it out, guys.
Trump signing an executive order last week that would make it easier for 401ks to include alternative investments like private equity and crypto. In May, retirement services provider Empower announced its own program to pave the way for private markets to be included within retirement plans. Joining us now is Ed Murphy, Empower CEO, who can confirm that we were together at 1 Beacon Street at the Merrill Lynch office. We were in the same, you trained a little bit after I did, right, at OLP, One Liberty Plaza, and you had the same Series 7 book to study, and you went into production in Jack Joyce's office where I was. But you say,
here we are, reunited.
And here we are. Were you a success? Did you make vice president?
I think I made senior vice president.
Ooh. Well, now look at you. Fancy. You're like a CEO, and I'm reading a teleprompter. That was the thing that kind of that angered me. Anyway, it's good to see you. We knew all the same people, and a lot of them are still in the business.
It's incredible.
Yeah. It really is incredible.
Great firm back there.
Andrew is hot to trot on this subject, I think. Private investments.
Love it.
And you for it. I mean, you got.
I don't know if I'm excited about it, and I'm a little worried about it.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, that's fair.
Everybody should have, for their retirement, should have as many options as possible. And people have done very well in private equity, but usually you had to have a lot of money to do that.
Yeah, we think about this as a sort of democratization of private assets, right? I mean, if you think about defined benefit plans, pension funds, endowments, foundations, they've been investing in private asset for 30 years, right? 3 decades with really good results and positive returns. And if you look at the defined contribution space, we have 120 million Americans in the system, 12 billion in assets, 12 trillion in assets, excuse me. But the focus has always been exclusively on public equities and public debt. And I think the time has come to open up the aperture. And there's no reason why savers in the 401k system shouldn't have access to the same strategies that endowments, foundations, defined benefit plans have had access to. And by the way, I think there's so many examples of this around the world, whether it's the Nest system in UK, whether it's a superannuation in Australia. Many of these defined benefit plans are allocating anywhere between 15 to 40% to alternatives. And so, what we've done is we formed a partnership with several alts managers to essentially provide access to these strategies.
So the question that I have about the private piece of this
Yes.
is two things. One is, yes, over the last 30 years, private equity, if you will, and some of these private alts have outperformed the market. They truly outperformed the market in the first 10 and 20 years because it was a less mature business than it is now. There is a convergence happening between the public market and the private market as it relates to just valuations. That is actually happening. Yes. And that meaning performance has actually come down, not up in privates. If you just sat in the S&P in the last 20 years, for the most part, you probably outperformed actually most privates. You just did. And so the question mark is, for the illiquidity of whatever is going to happen, is that a worthy trade for most people? How are we going to get everybody out when they need to get out? We've seen when things get a little bit complicated in the markets, some of these sort of semi-liquid products, they kind of work and they kind of work for the long term. They kind of don't necessarily work for the short term. Right. And if you're a retiree who all of a sudden needs access to that at that particular moment, how you sort of work around that? Do you do sort of like target dated products where effectively people have to get out before a certain age? And then what happens there? And those are the things that I sort of think about. And just how much leverage is in the system or not around some of these products.
Look, I think those are very fair questions and fair points. What I would say is the approach that we're taking is we don't think anybody should allocate more than 15% of their assets to private assets. And the way we think about it is it's really through a collective investment trust, or to your point, a target date type construct where you have a private asset sleeve, but sitting alongside you have a liquidity sleeve. Now think about that. If that's 15% of your total investable assets, the other 85% is in the public markets, where you clearly do have access. So I think we can approach this in a way that's prudent, that meets the fiduciary standards. And if you think about the length of savings in these programs, I mean, typically people are investing for 25, 30, 35 years. So they actually align pretty well with private assets. And I can acknowledge that from a timing perspective, it may not be ideal. I think the way we think about it at Empower, and we have 19 million customers and $2 trillion on our platform, the way we think about it is we want to provide access, and ultimately it's the fiduciary, the plan sponsor, in conjunction with the advisor and the investment consultant that actually makes the determination around timing and the underlying strategies that they want to pursue.
Do you think that the fee structure for everybody else is going to come down as a result of this? So when I say that, meaning the private alt community has a fee structure that is meaningfully higher than the public space.
Yes.
The question is, and when you look at some of the returns, it's even hard to actually even figure out what the real returns are, post fees, all of that. Do you think that changes if you have public players playing in that space?
I do, over time. I mean, if you think about the market, it's 12 trillion today and it's growing at a 6% CAGR. So if you forecast out 10 years, the defined contribution market is going to be a $20 trillion market.
Is there any defined benefit market left?
Very small, very small. So if you think about a $20 trillion market, you could see over the next 10 years an allocation to privates that's anywhere between 10 and 20%. It's zero today.
Right.
So the opportunity for investors and for alternative managers is massive. Right. I mean, this could be a $4 or $5 trillion market. I mean, there are some that would advocate more of a 60-40 split, 60% public equities, 40% privates. So I think it's going to take time, Andrew, because, Joe highlighted the executive order, and, we're waiting for clarity, regulatory clarity and direction from the SEC and from the DOL. And that's going to be really important over the coming weeks and months.
I cannot express how big that is for crypto, guys, that crypto can be added to 401ks now. Absolutely massive. Something you could not have even imagined just a couple of years ago. What do we got? Hey, Rob, what do you think about White Rock, ticker symbol White, RWA play? White Rock had a brief association with Zebek. However, White Rock kind of went under a little bit because A few months ago, there were allegations that they were linked to a $30 million casino exit scam, Z casino exit scam. Claims included an anonymous team, faked partnerships. Yeah, they were faking partnerships as well, and questionable fund flows. So yeah, there's a lot of scrutiny and speculation around White Rock because of that. There's a lot of shady allegations around the project. They did announce fake partnerships and stuff like that. I remember a few months ago. So yeah, I'm not. I steer clear of it because of that. So. John, blessings, my friend. Blessings. Good to see you. Good to see you. Crypto futures. See what I did there? Crypto futures liquidations unpacking the $563 million shockwave. The cryptocurrency world recently witnessed a dramatic event, a staggering crypto futures liquidation of $563 million within a single hour. This sudden deleveraging of major exchanges contributed to over $1 billion in liquidations in just 24 hours. Such rapid shifts highlight the inherent cryptocurrency market volatility that traders and investors must constantly navigate. It's a stark reminder of how quickly fortunes can change in a high-stakes environment. When we talk about crypto futures liquidations, we are referring to the forced closure of a trader's leveraged position by an exchange. This happens when a trader's margin balance falls below the required maintenance level, often due to significant adverse price movements. Essentially, if your bet on futures price of an asset goes wrong and you're using borrowed money or leverage, the exchange steps in to prevent further loss for itself and the market. Liquidations are a built-in mechanism to maintain market stability, but they can trigger a cascade effect, exacerbating price declines or inclines. The recent surge in liquidations was likely triggered by a sharp, unexpected price drop across various cryptocurrencies. Several factors can contribute to such significant downturn, intensifying cryptocurrency market volatility. They often include macroeconomic news, large sell-offs, technical breakdowns, or funding rate shifts. When price falls, leveraged positions quickly become unprofitable. As these positions are liquidated, it adds more selling pressure to the market, causing further price drops and triggering even more liquidations in a dangerous feedback loop. While liquidations are painful for individual traders, their cumulative effects can have a profound impact on the crypto market ecosystem. Such large-scale liquidations stemming from aggressive futures trading amplifies price swings, increases fear and uncertainty, reduces liquidity, leads to near crypto market crash. This event serves as a crucial reminder of the inherent risks associated with highly leveraged positions in volatile markets. That's why I always tell you guys, if you don't know what you're doing, don't use leverage trading. Given the potential for a sudden crypto market crash, how can investors protect themselves? Well, I mean, for me personally, you just DCA. DCA into your favorite projects and don't use leverage trading. That's my opinion on it, right? I wanted to go have a look over. I want to show you guys something on the M2 money supply. Let's check that out. FUD articles after every dip. Yep, usually signals a bottom. So if you can see, the M2 broke out of the bull flag, and we're kind of retesting the top trend line right now to confirm the breakout. So we have the breakout of the bull flag on the M2. We're retesting. If we can hold support here, it looks like we are on our way up here on the M2, guys. Looks good, looks juicy. Rebought ZBIC around, at a lower price. There you go. Nice. Coin hustler. Nice, nice, nice. So yeah, the M2 is looking good. And look here on the Bitcoin correlation. Let me zoom in. Let me zoom in on the Bitcoin correlation here so you guys can get a better view. As you can see, perfectly in line with this dip here on the M2. Bitcoin dipped as well. Get ready for a V-shaped recovery on Bitcoin, guys. So yeah, the next leg up is coming. I wouldn't be shocked to see a bounce. A little bit of a shakeout and then a bounce. Looks like that's what's going to happen here if we continue to follow it, right? So, yeah, probably going to climb up over the next 10 days. We'll work our way back up, probably somewhere around $125,000, followed by another minor little correction, as you can see here, then another leg up, then a correction. So things look good, guys. Either way, things look good. Get in where you fit in. That's my opinion. Let me know what you think. Let's go have a look at what's the Bitcoin dominance doing? Still crashing. Bitcoin dominance still working its way down. You love to see that. You love to see that. But what is the total 2 doing, though? What is the total 2 doing? Let's see. A little bit of a dip on the total 2, but we're still well above the old resistance. Still well above that. So looks like we're going to make another leg up there. So everything is looking good, guys. Everything's looking good. The Russell probably has a little bit of a correction as well. Let's have a look. Yep, same thing on the Russell. We rejected off resistance here, as you can see, on the Russell, which is perfectly normal. We'll make another run at it, right? We'll make another run at it. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing on a string, right? Okay, let's segue back over to our next piece on Squawk Box. Check it out, guys. For the rate cuts, let's talk about it. We can easily do a 50 basis point makeup cut without disrupting anything.
Next guest will weigh in on the state of the economy. We've already been talking about this gentleman
This guy's a
all
big
morning
deal.
long. The Fed, the central bank's leadership, and more. Join us now, Mark Summerlin, who served as Deputy Director of the National Economic Council in the George W. Bush administration, now managing partner of economic consulting firm Evenflow Macro, and Pearl Jam, and has been mentioned as a possible candidate for Fed chair. I think it is. Great to have you, Mark. Thanks for joining us this morning.
No, thank you for having me, Joe. It's a privilege to be here.
And I'll tell you why, if your ears were burning, why we were already talking about you. I was trying to summarize some of your feelings about where the Fed is right now, and I was citing your notion that some of these numbers we have learned are so maybe revisable or not, like just you can't. They're not just concrete numbers. And 1 to 3% on inflation is about the best that that agency can give you, and that the Fed is. If it's 1 to 3, they're within the range. And if employment looks weak, you should cut.
I completely agree with that. I mean, we can't measure inflation with any type of precision. We actually impute a lot of the numbers, and the Fed can't control inflation with any sort of precision down to the decimal point. And so if you look around the world, what we see that almost every other central bank does, in fact, there are 48 of them that have an inflation range. And it's just common sense. It's like we want inflation to be 2%, but because we can't exactly know exactly where it is or how to control it, we pick a range, something like 1 to 3%. We're well in that range right now. If you look at CPI that came out this week, in January, the 6-month annualized CPI rate was 3.6%. That's down to 1.9%. There are other measures that show we're in the 2.5 to 3, but pretty much everything's in that kind of 2 to 3% range right now. So that's not the worry. The worry is that these job numbers got revised down very big, unusually big. And before that, we had a disconnect where GDP numbers have been weak, about 1.1% for the first half of the year. Jobs number has been strong. And then the jobs data got revised towards GDP. And so we now know that the economy has been growing weaker. And so a 4.33 Fed funds rate is just too high. And the market will always tell you what you should be doing. And we see the inversion at the front end of the curve, which is over 50 basis points, tells us that we could easily do a 50 basis point makeup cut because the data had been wrong in the past without disrupting anything at all. So it seems like pretty much a no-brainer to me.
That's a Jeremy Siegel. To look for the inversion, you can easily find it with where the Fed is and where the 10-year is. One of the most fascinating things in reading, Mark, some of your comments, tariffs, are they inflationary? Because that's what this is all about. That's what we talk about all the time, and that's what we've been waiting for the last, ever since Liberation Day, waiting for tariff inflation. And you point out this is profound, the tariffs are a tax increase, but you say, albeit one that is partially paid by foreigners, which is almost heresy at this point. The other day on a competing network, I saw a gotcha question to Treasury Secretary Bessent, who pays these? You know, the president says that the foreign countries pay them, and you know, and it was, they took a victory lap because Treasury Secretary Bessent acknowledged what we all know, that the importer, we know that they pay that. However, you could see some foreign entities not passing along, you know, charging less because they want to maintain market share. So they essentially kind of are paying it in other countries, at least a portion of it.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I think almost everything about tariffs has been wrong this year. I'm not sure why. But we, you know, first of all, after everything is settled and done, inflation will be lower because of tariffs, because they are a tax, even if part of it falls on the U.S. And so you shouldn't be super worried about that if you're the Fed looking forward. There are lots of pockets that can pay the tariffs, and it turns out that it's being absorbed mainly in corporate profits, and some of that is foreign corporate profits.
Some of it is foreign corporate profits. Yeah, because now we're whenever Trump says that, elites on the other side roll their eyes like it's like he doesn't understand. It's the dumbest thing in the world. And in fact, some of it is coming out of foreign. Yeah, go ahead.
Mark, my question, which relates to tariffs, is I can totally get behind the idea it could be a one-time tax, if you would, which I think is what you're reflecting, this idea you could see through it if it's a one-time situation. The question is whether the president has decided that he's actually going to use tariffs as a negotiating tool, a chess piece in all sorts of other discussions and debates, so that even the numbers that have been agreed to may move over time. So it may very well be that the president may have to go to the EU at some point and say, look, I need your help on, digital taxes for big tech. I don't like what you're doing. And as a result of that, either I'm prepared to raise tariffs unless you fix that, or maybe I'm going to give you something. I'll lower the tariffs if you do that. And as a result, there's a sense among some in the business community that whatever these numbers are, they're not necessarily locked in place, and that would make the job of the Fed that much more complicated.
No, I mean, there are definitely ways that the tariffs have been done that I don't agree with. For instance, I don't understand at all why we would be tariffing inputs into the country like copper or other things that we need. When you're competing with China, it doesn't make any sense to tax copper coming in from Chile, for example. And we also shouldn't be tariffing, parts that companies in the U.S. need. And then, businesses do need certainty at some point. And so the negotiations do need to kind of settle at some point, because we are seeing uncertainty weighing on the economy. I mean, that's the main reason why the economy grew at 1% instead of 2%. And so, tariffs are a tax. Every tax has some bad side effects to it. But it is the first brand new source of revenue that we've had in my lifetime for the federal government, and we need more revenue. And so I try to just look at all sides of it. But yeah, it would be better to get to a place where we're settled on a lot of this and go back to really focusing on our main competitor, which is China.
So Mark, when did you first get wind of the possibility that you were under consideration? Have you been interviewed by the Treasury Secretary at this point? Got any phone calls? Are you expecting some?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is pretty well known. So, Secretary Bessent's was a day one client for my firm. Right. So we've been kind of talking about monetary policy weekly for probably 12 years. So he knows pretty much everything I believe. I got a call last Wednesday that just said there was going to be a list. I was going to be on it. And that's as much as I know right now. I'm out here in Jackson Hole, so I wasn't clearly prepared to be in the right place when that happened. And so, I'm waiting for more guidance on where we go from here.
Do you have the right attitude? I don't know if the president was just, if you thought rates needed to go higher, if you were hawkish, Is this the kind of job you'd really want? Seems like you got a great job right now. Would you take it that fast?
Yeah, I mean, I think if it's the Fed chair, it's mission critical to the world, and I think you have to be willing to do that. It would obviously depend on I've never met the president. It would depend on us seeing eye to eye. The Fed is independent. Supreme Court has said the Fed is independent. And so you have to go into it knowing that every day you're going to walk in and just do the best job you can for the American people. And you're going to get criticism and be kind of prepared to deal with that. But ideally you'd want to go in knowing that you were in sync, and in sync goes both ways, and that would be part of the process, figuring that out.
I don't know if we're getting a 50 basis point cut now next month. Actually, before I get into the PPI article, so basically, guys, the projected PPI was 2.5%, the expectation. It was 3.3. Holy smokes, that was bad, right? Now, I don't want to be dramatic, but that was not good, obviously, right? I mean, almost a full percentage, for crying out loud, right? Cryptocurrency market faces setback following unexpected PPI data. Uncertainty has reemerged in the cryptocurrency market, bringing an end to the gains observed in August. This is due to the latest PPI data release, which significantly surpassed expectations. Last Sunday, we highlighted the importance of the forthcoming data. Those who closely monitored the news faced less impact from the downturn, as our warning about PPI came when Bitcoin was still trading above $120,000. Now, Bitcoin is at $118,000, but what is driving the decline? Why are cryptocurrencies falling? The PPI data exceeded expectations significantly with a monthly increase of 0.9%, which almost a full percent. If even half of this increase reflects the CPI, it could lead to serious issues. Additionally, the PPI is crucial for the Federal Reserve's preferred inflation gauge. The PCE index, this gives Fed Chair Jerome Powell the grounds to justify avoiding interest rate cuts, citing the effects of tariffs. Cryptocurrencies have many reasons for an upward trend, yet the latest developments provide reasons for cleaning out excessive long positions, possibly testing levels around $116,000. The more critical issue could be Ethereum losing $4,100 price support, indicating a failed resistance test. But it has not lost that. It's at 4,600 still. So Ethereum has retraced to 4,500, but it's climbed back up to 4,611, as I said. They currently hold that level. For traders seeking short opportunities, rapidly rising altcoins, sudden price surges remain. I would not recommend putting in shorts or longs right now, guys. A lot of volatility. Hey, Rob, what's your coin in 2018? I don't know. You're at what's my coin in 2018? The PPI reports the largest increase in 12 months period since February of 2025, with significant hikes in food, energy, and trade services, including these areas. The final demand index rose by 0.6% in July, marking the largest increase since March of 2022, 0.9% spike over a 12-month span ending in July. Final demand prices excluded food, energy, and trade services rose by 2.8%. XRP would be my 2018 top project. The processed goods index saw its first notable increase since January's heightened tariff concerns, with processed energy products up by 2.2%. The rise was largely driven by an 11.8% increase in diesel fuel, emphasizing deeper tariff impacts in the data. Overall, More than 3/4 of July's broad-based rise stemmed from 1.1% increase final demand services. Final demand goods prices rose by 0.7%, fueled by 3.8% increase in machinery and equipment wholesale margins. This data reveals clear evidence that tariff impacts. As all countries implemented tariffs in August, the effects of PPI data will become even more apparent. The Federal Reserve will take these factors into account before making decisions in September's meeting. Continued increases could deter interest rate cuts, and maintaining rates might become a dovish stance, which could negatively affect markets. So, not good, guys. Not good. Now, that doesn't mean that the bull runs over or anything like that, but this is a near term, a short term impact that affected markets. Now, not gonna lie, this could mean no rate cut in September. So basically, the dip or crash that happened today essentially is just the market correcting after pricing in a potential rate cut in September. It is now pricing in a potential uncertainty of a rate cut or not in September, right? So, and if let me check out the odds right now, because the last time we looked at the percentages of a rate cut in September, I believe it was about 91%. What are the current odds of a rate cut in September? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So it was 91% last time we looked at the potential possibility of a rate cut in September. Still a 99.9%. There's now a 99.9% chance as of right now, as of the time when we're recording this, of a rate cut in September. 25 basis points. So we'll have to monitor that and see how it goes. Lily, good morning. Good to see you. Kat, what's going down? Good to see you, Kat. Good to see you. So yeah, still have about a 99% chance of that. So that's not bad, right? That's not bad at all. But we'll see what happens, guys. All I can say is I did some heavy DCAing this morning. I'm going to be doing some more heavy DCAing this evening if the market doesn't turn around by this evening. So, but I got to get over to the Patreon, guys. I got some coaching calls I got to take care of. Get over there, my friends. We just did a 400 to 500% swing trade in 24 hours. If you missed out on that, don't miss the next one, guys. It is less than the price of, imagine, paying less than the price of a cup of coffee every day and getting in on a swing trade that boosts you up 400 to 500% in 24 hours. Is that worth the price of a cup of coffee a day? If not, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Check it out today, guys. The link is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. It's everywhere you want to be. We're live there. We actually have a special Thursday night live stream with special guests Maximus Crypto and Rule Black tonight as well, every Thursday. So make sure you guys are here for that and so much more. I will see you guys later tonight. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.